Kilode. It was not being recorded all this way. So you can choose the day you want to run your ad, the amount of money you want to spend per day. Minimum budget is 1,600 per day, so I can't spend less than that. So let me just choose 2,000 naira per day for this ad, right? Close this. This guy is not going to be my problem. This is me just running a quick ad, right? Remember, it's not from Ads Manager. And then I choose 2,000 naira to run my ad, right? And then there is Facebook. I want to run the ad to promote my page on Facebook, right? Pay attention to all these other details here. Not be looking at it. This is how your ad is going to look like. You're creative, right? Let me see your previews because I don't know what they're showing. So this is how it's going to appear on desktop, on mobile, on the desktop feed, on a mobile feed, suggested videos, Facebook videos, full screen. This is how the creative would look like. You can see it's not actually coming up on the videos aspect because it's not a video ad. Facebook selected videos, mobile. So you just check your previews of what the ad should look like, or where it's going, how it's going to look like on the different pages or places that it is going to display. So I'll close this. And you can see here, estimated daily results for the next how many days, 24 days, we are going to be running the ad that account centers accounts reach will be, this is daily. So daily, they are estimating that they will reach between 2.8 thousand to 8.1 thousand people, right? And follows or likes, estimated daily results. So it's like an estimate of what the results you'll be getting. So on a daily basis, you'll be getting an average of 31 to 90 likes and page follows, because that is what your intention is for the ad, right? And of course, you must have done your targeting. And you can see the entire budget. My ad will run for 24 days, and my budget is going to be 48,000 naira for 24 days. So that is like 2,000 naira as my daily budget, 2 times 24. 2 times 24 is 48. So that's 48,000 naira, right? And then my VAT, value added tax, is 3,600 naira. Value added tax, I think, is how many percent now? 7.something%. You know, so they will calculate the value added tax and add it. So at the end of the day, you'll be paying 51,600 naira for your ad. Now, how do they charge for this ad? You need to have an ad account. You see ad funds. So if I click on ad funds, they will redirect me over to where I can add or I can fund my ad account. So it's going to open up. So you need to have an ad account for you to be able to fund your account, except you want to be using a postpaid ad account, which, like I said, I do not advise. It's not like it's a bad ad account, but you will end up spending more money, and you might also end up having problem with Meta when you owe them. So now they're asking me to fund my ad account, and this is where I can actually add funds. If I click on next, you can see 51,600 automatically calculated it. It's going to redirect me to PayU/Visa for me to be able to fund my ad account, and I'll be able to fund it and use the ad account to run my ads, right? So you need to have an ad account. Now, how do you get?
Sorry, is funding the ad account composed, right? I think you can just pay direct.
That's the funding I'm doing now. Paying, when you say pay direct, what do you mean? Sorry, come again.
I mean, when you want to run the ads now, you'll be required to, what's it called? Input your card details. Is it the same thing?
That is a postpaid ad account.
Okay.
That means you were not, it's like you were part of the people that didn't really follow the class on Wednesday and Monday rather.
Yeah.
Yeah, I explained that in details. I explained the difference between a postpaid ad account and a prepaid ad account. So for a prepaid ad account, which is what which is the account I have, I will be required to fund the account. So what I'm doing is, just like people that play sporty bets now, you will ask you to fund your sporty bet account. So anytime you want to play sporty bet, you have to put money on your sporty bet account, and that's the money you use to bet, right? when you bet that one finish, you cannot have any funds to bet again. That's the same thing with this. When you fund your ad account, they will use the money that you funded to run the ads for you. Once the money finishes, they will no longer run the ad. But if you are using a postpaid ad account, which is this one, that is if your payment method was this one, you selected this one, and you're using a postpaid ad account, you'll be required to store your account details with them, being your card details, your bank card, your bank to credit card details, and debit to credit card details with them. So what that means is that they will be debiting you from your account. This one now is more like Netflix subscription, but the adverse part of Netflix subscription, because Netflix subscription is automatic. They are billing you at the end of the month because your card details are with them, or any other subscription that you did, you have card details imprinted on the platform. So this is more like that, right? But the disadvantage of this is that if you run an ad, and let's say for instance, you most times when you put an end date, sometimes the ad goes beyond that end date. I don't know why it happens like that, right? They run the ad more than what you required them to run the ad, right? Or run the campaign more than what you wanted them to run the campaign. At the end of the day, if you budgeted, let's say maybe 20,000 naira, if you budget, let's say 20,000 naira, at the end of the day, you might end up spending more than 20,000 naira. Maybe you might end up spending up to 30K or more. And if they can't bill the card, like if they try to collect money from the card and there's no available funds in the card, they immediately they try the first time, try the second time, try the third time, they might flag your account and you'll not be able to run ad with that ad account again until you pay your outstanding debt. So it's more like you're not owing them for ads that they ran for you, right? And you have to pay. So that's the bad part of it. Unlike this other one, that if you fund your account, you don't have any business with them again, right? If money finish, the rest. If money finishes in the account, the rest, they're not going to stop you from running any other ad again next time you come to run ad, because you're not going to be owing them. But this other one, if they try to bill your card and there's no money, they will add it to your expenses. Subai Sadiq, is it possible when creating ads to use a new post that have not yet been posted on your page before? Yes, like using any picture or video description of your brand that has not yet been posted on Facebook. If so, how does one go about it? Yes, you can. You can do that. It's the goal that we chose. That's why we're using a creative that already exists. It's because we choose this goal and then we chose use a post, right? If you choose a different goal, that will require you to use a different this thing. Let's say, for instance, now let me choose. Let's go to more website visitors. For instance, I've swapped my goal now to get more website visitors, right? And this is what is still showing the picture. Now they have told me to select media. This is where I can now upload a photo or a picture that I have never used before, right? I can upload a post I've never used before and use it to run my ad. So let's go to Black Guy on Suit. Open. No, this picture is not good. So if I say I want to use this image to run my ad, I'll cancel this one. I'll cancel this one. I'll use this one. That's if I want to also make it a carousel, no problem. It's my choice, right? So I want to use this image. I've selected it. So I've selected this image. Where is the select button? I can't find the select button on my own screen. So there's supposed to be a button that I'm supposed to tap on, and it will allow me to continue with this image. Something covering it. Nothing now. But yes, you can actually select, right? If you select for your media, you see I just added a new picture. You just upload from your laptop, the one you have saved on your laptop. It will store here. Then you select it and then use it for your ad. I can't find the button. I can't find that, but yes, that's how you select the picture that you want to use. And for this one now, you see the goal has changed. So I have to include a website URL, a URL to a website, right? So I can see HTTPS the forward slash um, that's not the website, but you have to put the website URL because the goal has changed. And then you can see headline. So you put your new headline you want to use, right? You put your new description you want to use, and you change the image by selecting media and uploading, and use a new image that you have not uploaded. You have never posted before on Facebook or anywhere. I hope you understand that part. Super Sadiq. So this is where you want to run a quick ad. Let me just quickly show us how to create an ad account before I move on to the, before we go on break. I need to go on break. I'm already hungry. Go to all tools. All tools. So this is where we access all tools from. Let me show you. On the left-hand side of your screen, where you have all of those things, right? If you scroll down, you're going to see all tools. If you click on all tools, right, you can see billings and payments where you can create your account payment method. You can see ads limit per page, ads manager, apps, campaign planner, all those stuff. All of these things that you have here already on this side, they are all here. All right. So I will go to settings. What's this? Oluwabukola Adesanwo. Is it possible to have meta suits for different organizations such that if you are working for 3 different companies, you are using personal system, you can have multiple meta business suites to manage the account of the different company with one system? So this can only be possible if they are adding where am I getting the whole back from? This can only be possible if they are adding. Wait, hold on, someone is on mute. Camila Region. This can only be possible if they are adding if you have separate Facebook accounts, like you have 3 different Facebook accounts, and the organizations now, you're giving them 3 different Facebook accounts to add to their business profiles or to their business page. That's the only way it's possible. But so far as it is one Facebook account that they are adding to their, maybe your Facebook account is Bukola Adesanwo, right? And you're giving them that name, that's the Facebook account. You manage them on one Meta Business Suite, but they are going to be managed as different assets, just like I have here, right? If I click on this drop down, you can see that there are different assets. This is a Quick Trip. This is a different company. This is System Solutions Limited. This is a different company. This is Use Popular. This is a different company, right? And these are all other different groups that are available. So I can manage them from here, right? Because they all added me via one Facebook username or one Facebook profile. And then I can manage them as different, what's it called? Assets, right? What else? What's the time? 3:04. I'm 11:04. Guys, I'm thinking, right? Let's take a break now, please. I need to take a break. I'm feeling exhausted, not rested. All right. Let's take a break, please. We'll come back. After the break, I'll show us how to it's not like this is what we're going to do today. I'm going to show us how to create an ad account for those of us who are not aware of how to create another account. That's where I'm going to stop today. The physical class is where we're not going to do anything that concerns running an ad or a quick ad. So we're going to just take a look at how to create an ad account, and then we'll look at the next thing we have to do, which is introduction to Canva design. So basically what we'll just be doing today for the introduction to Canva designs is design principles, looking at principles of design, or things you need to know about getting or making a good design, whether on Canva or in any other design design software, right? And then we'll just look at that for today and wrap up the class. Then our next class will continue from there and see what we can achieve. Yes, Aisha Bimbola, you get the course outline, please. I'm going to track that and I'll send it. Okay. See you guys after the break. The break will be from now. This is 11:05. We'll go on. The break will be from now till um 11:45. It's supposed to be 45 minutes. From now till 11:45. That's or 11:50, whichever. See you guys then. All right, so I'm sure you can see my screen, and this is where we stop, right? It's like if you want to run a simple ad, which I was trying to show us earlier on. Now, I was saying that you need an ad account to be able to run your ads, right? You need an ad account. And you need to create an ad account. So what do? We go to settings at the bottom of the screen. Before, it also used to be a setting. Before, it used to be at all tools. I think it used to be a business, um, this business support tool, business apps. There was one of it that had to do with business, right? But I think now they've moved it to settings. So you click on settings, it opens up um, this window. So let's see. Network is bad. All right. So it opens up this window, and you have this here people partners. I'm not going to go through most of these ones because those ones you can always go and check them out on your partner system users. Then there's pages where you can create pages. You can create a page from the Meta Business Suite. So you see here you can add a page. You can add an existing page. You can request to share a page. And you can create a new Facebook page. I explained um, all of these different listing in detail. So adding an existing page means okay, you have a page already. And you want to before it used to be claim a page. So like I said, they've changed a lot of things, like they've turned a lot of things around. So before this used to be claim a a Facebook page, not add, right? So what that supplement was like you're going to you have a page already. Let's say you have a page and you want to bring it into this particular um portfolio to manage it. So you just claim the page, but now it's called add an existing page. Then this used to be the first thing. Request to share create a new Facebook page used to be the first thing. But they swapped it down to the last now. Request to share access to a page. You can see here that it is best for agencies who need access to their client's page. So if for those, there are agencies that deal mainly on advertising for clients. agencies that do manual advertising for clients. So that's actually best for them because they can just simply ask access to their client's page, and then they can be able to, manage it with the clients from there. Then is to create a new Facebook page where you can create a new Facebook page, right? Um, yeah. So that's for that. Then there's ad accounts, which is where I want to
Sorry,
share.
excuse me, sir. I don't know. My page and yours are not the same because I'm following up.
What are
Like
you
I
seeing?
click on the settings, but it's showing me what is showing me and what I'm seeing on your screen is not same.
What do you have? Yes, your own interface might be different. Let me hear what you have
Okay, I have like profiles. The page is listed out.
on your settings.
Yes,
Can you say any
my
can you
Facebook
say
account.
any can you say anything like this?
No, 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 no.
Can't find anything like that.
Account, yes. At this side, at that side, I'm just seeing profiles, authorizations, and language sets.
Come to tools, all tools. You are the only
Okay.
one, oh, Olufemi Paul. You are the only one that is hearing only noise. Oh, I think every other person is hearing me. So if you come here, what do you have on your from business? What do you see? Manage, under manage, what do you have there?
I have a billing and payments, brand rights protection, brand safety
Mhm.
and stability, business apps,
Mhm.
business support home, page settings, store locations and view page.
Business support home page settings. You have page settings.
Yes.
Click on page settings. That's what I like
Okay.
it in a physical class. So your own account might still be using the old interface because they always change interface from time to time. So while they are changing it, some accounts might take longer time to integrate to the new interface. Yours might be amongst them. What do you see after clicking on page settings?
I'm seeing settings and privacy.
That's
Find
actually
the setting you need.
for a page. Ah, okay. I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to know where that is because even when it was the old interface, the way your own might appear will not be the way my own will appear. Where I might see this particular stuff might not be where you're going to see it as well. Um, so you might have to just okay. Tell me what you have again under manage. Billings and payment, brand rights protection, brand safety and suitability.
Business
Um,
apps, business support home, page settings, store locations and view page.
store location and view page. You don't have any of it. Yeah, exactly. It's going to look different. Okay. I think what you have to do now is that you might have to play around to be able to discover where this might be, right? Maybe your own has not yet been integrated to look like this because now mine is on settings. Before it didn't used to be on settings. Mine is now on settings, and you just see now manager. So from
Okay.
settings, you should see something like this, right? So you might have to play around and find out where it is. If you were in a physical class now, I would have just come to your laptop and I would have just looked for it by myself. But since it's not a physical class, it might be difficult to actually do that. So you might have to just be patient and play around with it while we continue. But once you see it, just try and follow up. Just follow up first. Okay, so um yeah, we have pages and then we have ad accounts. Now this is where you can create an ad account. If you don't have an ad account before, this will be probably very empty. This place will be empty, not probably. You have nothing here, right? You can see a quickly one person, zero people, zero partners disabled. Now, you would have nothing here if you don't have. an ad account, right? If you're trying to create an ad account for the first time, you will not have anything here. If you have already, then you might have another account. You can see this is already disabled. And I think that's why they're giving the opportunity to create another ad account for this particular business portfolio. But my fear is that, right? My fear, because that's how Meta does. Once they have most likely disabled your ad account for a business portfolio, if you create another one, they'll most likely disable it again, or it's going to be having issues. That was, I don't know if they have changed, though. They have changed that rule, but that was their rule, right? For a very long time. Even if you go online to read it now, you're going to see it. Once they say your ad account has an issue, they disable it. It's most likely that if you create another ad account, you get to the same issue, or you're going to experience the same issues. But let's see how this works. Everything is so slow, and I don't know why. I'll reload the page again. So these ad accounts. Under ad accounts, right? Click on add. And yeah, you see now create a new ad account, claim an existing ad account. They still have claim for this one, and request to share an ad account. Claim an existing ad account simply means you have another account in another business portfolio, you want to move it into this portfolio, right? And you can see that once you have claimed an ad account, you cannot remove it, right? So unlike claiming a page, if you claim a page, you can remove the page. But for ad account, the moment you claim it, you cannot remove it. Right? And it is best when you need to manage an ad account in the same business portfolio as other ad accounts. If I click on this now, I'll be required to put the ad account ID. So I will show you where the ad account ID is. You always see it on an ad account. You see the ad account ID. So if I'll just put the ad account ID there, right? So this is like if I want to claim an ad account, I'll just come here and I'll claim this ad account. Excuse me, I have a call.
It's happiness market again. Wahala dịkwa.
All right, sorry guys. Short break in transmission there. So this is the ad account ID. I was saying the ad account ID. So you just have to copy this ad account ID, right? You can see it here. You just put your mouse and then you copy the ad account ID and you paste. I explained why this ad account was disabled in my last class, so you don't make the same mistake. So that's for claiming an existing ad account. Now, if you want to share another account, you can request to share another account with another business portfolio, right? That's for agencies who need to share ad accounts. So which ad account do you want access to? You put in the ad account ID, and then you select the role, right? So this is already this particular ad account that you want. This is the particular business portfolio you want it to enter into. So you put the ad account ID and then you request to share the ad account. But since you want to create a new ad account, you click on create, you put in an ad account name, whatever that will be. Let's see, Amara Holdings. Amara Holdings add account, right? And you put in your time zone, you look for Lagos. So there was not a search button before the used to be any search button. Just look for Lagos, Nigeria. And yeah, you're not going to search, you have to look for NGN, Naira. Except you want to use dollars to pay for your ads, right? It's at NGN Naira price, Nigerian Naira. So you can be able to pay with Naira. You go to the confirm, you agree to their terms of policies, and then you click on create an ad account. It's that simple. You just create your ad account as soon as you agree to terms, another terms of service, which of course you have to agree to before you can proceed. It's the biggest lie that everybody tells. Have you read the terms of service? Yes. Have you read the advertising policies? Yes, even though you never read it, right? And then you click on it, and a lot of information is always hidden in all of these things, but we don't read it as African men that we are. Okay. Then when you click on that, you create your ad account, and it will move down to done, and you've had your ad account confirmed. Right? Remember that is a Naira ad account. That's another ad account. So and then after getting your ad account, what's the next thing? You need your ad account to be a prepaid ad account so that you do not run into problems. Like I explained what a prepaid ad account is and what a postpaid ad account is, right? And I explained how it works. I've explained it in different methods and different things that everybody can understand. I use a recharge card. Prepaid is like when you recharge your phone, your MTN line, your Blue, your Airtel line, your Blue line. You charge it to make call, or you do a subscription, a recharge subscription for, let's say, data. When you're using it, once your data is expired or the credit, the call card gets exhausted, you can no longer make calls or you can no longer browse the internet. That's what a prepaid ad account is too. Once the money you put into your ad account gets exhausted, you can no longer run your ad, right? Then a postpaid ad account is more like paying later, right? You pay as you go. That's what a postpaid ad account is. It's more like a pay as you go ad account, right? Where you are paying on the go, where you are paying on the go, more like they are debiting you. I just use the example of what's it called now? Um, Netflix subscription, where you subscribe for Netflix and Netflix bills you either at the end of the month or at the beginning of the month for your Netflix subscription, right? Or if it's NEPA lights now for postpaid, if you are using a postpaid meter, you find out that NEPA does not, you don't have anything like prepaid where if once your units finish, your light goes off. Now when NEPA will come and cut the light by themselves and they give you exorbitant bill. That's how postpaid works somehow because sometimes you've created an ad to run your ad for maybe a period of, let's say, 5 days or 10 days, and you budgeted maybe 25,000 naira, and somehow the ad ran exceeded 25,000 naira, got into 30,000, got into 35,000, some maybe even got into 40 or 50,000 naira at the end of the day. Because it's a postpaid ad account, since they have run above your budget, they will still be taking the money from your card, the card that you registered on the on what's it called now, on Meta, right? But if it's prepaid, the moment your balance finishes, your card, the system will stop running. I remember one of my friends nearly ended my life with postpaid ad account. I will not forget. It nearly ended my life because he was using a postpaid ad account and he did not, his card was not working for us. So you use my app, my own ATM card, and you fund it with small the money he wants to use. At the end of the day, they will debit his own money and debit my own money, and I'll be crying. And the only thing about will tell me sorry. And I nearly packed to the village because of that. I had to tell him to remove my card, please. He should remove my card from Facebook. He had to remove my card, and that was where I breathed the breath of life a little. And he had to disable that particular ad account, right? You are facing it to pay CM bill. They gave you 400K. That's what happens when you're using postpaid. They will just carry random deal and give to you, whether you use light or not, right? So that's for postpaid. So now, if you are creating your ad account for the first time, I just needed us to get that stage. If you're creating your ad account for the first time, you're going to see somewhere or something that allows you, maybe a button, they'll probably give you a pop-up that will ask you to choose a payment method, right? It's not here because this is not a new ad account. They'll ask you to choose a payment method. You most likely see it like that on your screen. If you do not see it, if you do not see it, you don't see where they ask you to choose the payment method, please, for the love of God, if you have not run an ad before, like you've not done it before, and that is your first time that you want to run an ad, except you want to make people speak, no problem, you can do it. But in order to make it a prepaid ad account, right? Um, the card details were removed, but you have to replace it with another card. So either you remove it and replace it with another card, or you disable the ad account. So he removed it and replaced it with his own card. And at the end of the day, he disabled the ad account. You cannot remove the card details without replacing it. You have to replace first, then remove one, right? So he had to remove it. First of all, replace it, and then he disabled that ad account. I don't think he has any ad account here now at the moment. I will ask him, Sha. Yeah. So um, if you have not done that, right, like maybe this is your first time, if you don't see that select a payment method, you simply come down to all tools, you go down to all tools, right? You go to manage, I go to billings and payments. If you are also using, if you also click on select a payment method, right? You still go to what you see, this is a prepaid ad account. It says still prepaid funds, so but even though it has been disabled, right? It has actually been disabled. So I can't even fund this particular ad account now. They're telling me to view details. So let me go to an ad account that is still available that can be funded. Let me click on this one. Okay. So this one now, this is my own account, right? And you can see it's still a prepaid funds. I don't have any money in it yet. All the money I have has gone off. This is payment fee of 4,500 now. I think I tried to fund this other account last time. It did not work. So your other account, no, it's not every card that works these days. It rejects cards, but you have to just find a card that works. So if your ad account is you're doing for the first time, and then you click on that payment method, or like me now, I click on add funds. If you don't see it, you just come down to here where you have add funds, and then
Ah,
okay, the network is pretty bad. It's pretty banged up here. Let's try this. Let's try this again. So I'm going to swap over to this particular ad account. And, try again, right to run it again from where we stopped. So I'll click on, okay, Oluyede Taiwo, yes, you have a question, shoot.
Okay, so my question is, so I'm logged into my Facebook, right? I've used this account before, like to run ad, but no, I'm not the one that did the advert. Somebody else me. But now I can
Okay,
see that one of the accounts that was used, the ad account was disabled,
was
and they
disabled,
said that yes, and they said that it cannot be reviewed because too much time has passed.
exactly.
Now, so there's another one that it is on restricted, but
It
you
is not
can request
restricted.
a review for that one. Yes, it is
Okay,
yes restricted, but you can
okay,
request a review, and that is my own. That means it
okay,
is my own that is restricted, but the person's own is the other one
disabled.
that is disabled. So what do you think I can do to get back my own
You have to
ad account? Because my,
request,
my own
request,
was restricted.
request a review.
Okay.
Yeah. If you go, if it is, since it is temporarily restricted, they will give you, even this one that's permanently restricted self. Sometimes they'll give you the option to ask for a review of your
Y-
ad account,
Yes, there's an
and then you
option
click
to
on it.
do that. Yeah.
Exactly. So you click on that, right? And then you ask for a review of your ad account. Tell them, what's it called? How you do it now? Of course, they'll ask you what you think is wrong with your ad account. So you give them an explanation, right? Try to be very, very polite, because it's human beings that will end up doing this. So you want to appeal to the person, right? So try to be polite. Tell them that you feel like there is I don't know. That the thing question now is what actually made them put the account on restricted. Do you know?
I don't know. That's
That's
just
the
it.
thing. Now that you don't know, you have to be very, very careful and subtle. And you tell them that you notice that your account has been restricted and that you feel that is an error because your account has not gone against their policies and stuff like that. But if you have gone against their policy in one way or the other, maybe ignorantly, you also apologize and that you seek for a review of your account, right? And then I think that's basically much of it. They might ask for evidence, but evidence is not compulsory. So if you seek a review, sometimes they will take you to a chat section where you have to chat with a customer rep person or a customer support person on Messenger, right? Sometimes they take you down to that particular point after you've requested a review. You might see the point where they will ask you to um, contact the customer support person. So you chat with the customer support person. Sometimes they are helpful, sometimes they are not, right? Hopefully you meet someone that's helpful. After chatting with the person, they will open a case for you and tell you that your account will be reviewed and maybe blah, 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 whatever decision they will take, right? So the thing is, you might have to do a lot of follow up because you see, this is my own account, this one now. It was also restricted like that. I woke up one morning and I saw ads that I did not run. I think they have removed the restriction I used to show there. There was one ad I did not run on the ad account, and suddenly I saw an ad with Bulgarian language. I mean, what kind of language? I don't understand. Like, how manage? Who infiltrated my ad account? How is it possible that someone is running an ad on my ad account without my consent? No, my Facebook account wasn't infiltrated. So how what's the issue? And then I had to raise a complaint, and they restricted my ad account for a while. I just like a back and forth. I'm not going to lie to you. It was a back and forth. I was always chatting with their support team, sending them emails back to back. Because that one was not my fault. Apparently, I told them that it was not my fault. I saw an ad being run on my account, and I don't know who was actually running the ad. And the first person I chatted with, just like I said, hopefully you meet someone good. It was one very early morning. I had a call with one of their agents. We had a very long call. That call lasted for almost 2 hours or thereabouts, and we tried to align. And he asked me to what the card I've been using to run ads previously on the account. Can I send him the card details? And I sent him some of the card details, of course, not everything which he needed. I took a picture of the card details. I sent my um, identification, and that was how that account was resolved. But he told me there will be some restrictions which I used to have. I'm not seeing them again. So hopefully If you try that, try for a review. Since it's not permanently disabled, they will review it for you, right? But if it's permanently disabled, there's nothing you can do. They will not review, they will not even look at it. So just try that, apply for a review, and hopefully you get that done. Okay, so this is prepaid funds. And for those of us, like I was saying, if you are opening your ad account for the first time, and they are telling you to, what's it called now? What did I say? That's in this again. Select payment method. If you click on select payment method, this is what will open up for you, right? Add payment. You will see payments, debit or credit card. You will see debit or credit card. You will see Naira payments with MasterCard / Visa, right? This is always the, what's it called now? The, what is short answer called? Static amount. I mean, things not entering my head again today. This is always statutory amounts, right? The amount that you always see on the screen. So you can leave it there because if you don't plan to fund the ad account immediately, right? You can leave it there. If you plan to fund the ad account immediately, you can change to the amount you want to fund your ad account with. Say maybe 10,000 naira, right? You can put 10,000 naira. If it's 10,000, if it's 1,000. If it's 1,000, you want to fund the other account, you can put 1,000 naira. Any amount you want to fund the other account, maybe just for a start, just to test it out, you can fund your other account to maybe 1,000 naira and leave it at 1,000. Please do not choose debit or credit card, especially when you're doing it for the first time. Me, I can afford to choose it now because my other account is already a prepaid other account. So even if I choose debit or credit card, it will not work. They will bounce me back, right? But you who's coming for the first time, if you, anything that makes you choose this and you put in your card details, just know that you now have a postpaid ad account. I mean, it's not that postpaid is that bad, but if you can cope with it, that's fine, right? But if you can't, if you're like me that cannot cope with it, right, please come down to Naira payment with MasterCard / Visa, click on next. Right. You're not going to fund it, just like you might not also fund it if you are opening for the first time. Just follow these steps, click on next, open Naira payment with PayU. PayU is processing these payments on behalf of Facebook. So PayU is a third-party gateway system that processes payment on behalf of Facebook. So I'll click on continue. And I'll just come here, right? If you want to fund your account, like you want to put in money, you can then put in your card number, put in your card holder name. That's those things you can see on your card. You can see the cards that work: Visa, Verve, Master. But the thing now is that not all cards work, right? At the end of the day, they are also very selective of cards. Some people, your Visa card might work, right? But the last time I tried my Visa card, it was no longer working for reasons I don't know why. I've never tried Valve before because I don't even like Valve card in the first place. What I found out that has mostly been working recently for me has been First Bank MasterCard, UBA MasterCard. Yeah, I think those two for now. I can remember. Even GT works sometimes, once in a while, right? But I think some people, your Visa card might work. I'm not 100% certain, but these are the two cards that have been working so far, the ones that I know, right? First Bank MasterCard, UBA MasterCard. My Visa card doesn't work anymore. I'm using an Access Visa card and it doesn't work anymore, which used to work before. Maybe some other Visa cards might work, I don't know. VAF card, I don't always like VAF card because for me, VAF card is more or less like useless. Before, you couldn't use VAF card to pay for anything online, but I think VAF card, you can use it now, but not everywhere. It's still not generally accepted, so I don't even use it in the first place. So if you want to fund your account, you just put in your card name, card holder name, put the month the card is going to expire, put the year. Once you put all those information, they will give you the option to put in your CVV. Those CVV are CVC, CVV or CVC, depends on how it is called. Those three, that 3-digit pin at the back of your card, right? You just put in that 3-digit pin, at the back of your card, right? And once you put in that 3-digit PIN at the back of your card is going to be your card is going to pay you will redirect you to your bank. They will redirect to your bank, and they will ask you to choose how you want to make your payments. Either you want to make it via OTP, or you want to make it via you want OTP, or you want a security code. So you can choose OTP because it's faster. They'll send an OTP to you via from your bank via email. That's your bank is going to send you an OTP. That's one-time password via an email or text message. Depends, right? You put in the OTP, which is a 6-digit number, and um, they process the payment. So immediately they process the payment, your bank will debit you, right? If it's 10,000, 1,000, they will debit your account, and the money will come down to your Facebook account and store here. So pay you will now collect the money on behalf of Facebook. And when you come down to your prepaid balance, you're going to see the money that was debited from the year. So if you are funding with 1,000 naira, you will see 1,000 naira as your balance here. Bank will collect their own charges. So don't forget, there's nothing in this Nigeria bank will not collect charge. So they'll collect their own charge, maybe 50 something naira thereabout. Then you see maybe 1,000 naira here as your own prepaid fund, or 10,000. That is if you want to fund it, right? But if you are doing it for the first time, you don't want to fund, you don't have money to fund, but you want to make your ad account a prepaid ad account, all you have to do is follow this process. Show now. All you have to do is follow the process, right? Get to that point, follow this process like this. Get to that point where they're asking you to fund your ad account, where you need to put in your card details and stuff like that. And once you get there, you can leave and go back, right? That's where you need to be, which is this point. Let me open the window. Hopefully it opens. Spare you Google Chrome. It's taking a lot of time now. Yeah. So once you get to this window, right, they are connecting on behalf of Facebook. You don't need to put any details, right? If you don't want to fund the ad account, if you don't have money, you don't want to fund, you just want to be a prepaid account. You get to this place, and once you get here, you can cancel and go back. Once you get there, you can cancel and go back. Once you cancel and go back, your other account becomes a prepaid fund. So you can see here, we have prepaid funds. I'm going to show you another account that is a postpaid ad account. So you see what I'm talking about. I think this other guy's ad account is a postpaid ad account. So I'm not just showing you prepaid today. Let me show you a postpaid. This ad account, I think, is a postpaid ad account. Let me confirm. Okay, good. Remember what I told you about postpaid, right? So you can see this is a postpaid ad account. You can see current balance 15,000. That is, he's owing this account. Okay, so if you look here now, you can see that this is a prepaid ad account, right? And if you look, you're going to see payment methods. I hope you can see card details here. This is a card detail, this is a card details, and this is automatic billing on. So they'll be billing the ad account automatically. This is automatic billing on as well. They'll bill the ad account automatically. If I hover on it, you can see this payment method can be used to automatically pay for ads, right? So that means that they'll be collecting money from, you can see, they tried to debit it April 17th, failed. If I view all activity, no transactions. Okay. You can see current balance, 15,000 naira, right? I think he has paid the money that he was owing there. He has paid. Before he was owing some amount of money, right? And they will ask you to pay. So that is a postpaid ad account, right? And except you want to run with postpaid, then you can choose your payment method, which is still not a very bad idea. If you can run with it, that's fine. Yeah, that's on that. Do you have any questions?
Yeah. Um, running an ad now between running directly from the page and going to ads manager, which one is preferable?
So running an ad, running directly from the page, I'm going to ask manager which one is preferable. It depends on what you want to achieve. If it's Instagram ad you want to run, you can run directly from the page. I think I would even prefer you run directly from the page for Instagram ad. Um, just you know what you want to do. But if it's Facebook ad you want to run, right? Or you want to run on the both platforms on Facebook and Instagram simultaneously, then you have to come down to ads manager, right? Any of them works. Any of them works. Any of them works. You can use it Meta Business Suite, or you can use the other one. But I think if you want to run for the two pages simultaneously, this is the best place to run your ads from, right? And if you're actually serious with running ads, like you want to run ads um, for people, you want to run ads and collect money or run ads very well, then you need to know how to run ads via the Meta Business Suite.
So you are going
When
to teach
running,
us how to do ads with Meta Business Suite and the Ads Manager now.
I did now. I did in my last class.
Ah,
I'll do it
the
again.
same
Don't worry,
thing
but
with it.
it's not to be.
You still
These
have
are
to
the
do recap on that aspect for us. Maybe on the physical class day.
these are the little glitch in my network when you are explaining to the about restricted account. Oh, restricted accounts. Okay. I was saying that if your account is restricted and it is temporarily restricted, you will see they'll give you a prompt um, to apply for review. If it's temporary review, if it is permanently restricted, then there's nothing you can do about it. And now that it is temporary, it is the best time that you have to apply for review. Because if it stays too long, it will become permanently disabled, and you will not be able to do anything about it again. So if it is temporary, you can just, you know, um, apply for a review, right? And they will review the ad account for you. You just need to apply for a review. You might have the opportunity to chat with an agent, or before you chat with an agent, you see where they will ask you what is wrong with your account, or why do you think doing your disabling your account is wrong. You explain to them, right? If you know what made them disable the ad account, you can explain if they were wrong, if they were right. You can be very, very polite in what you are saying and follow their processes. They might need you to do identity verification and a few stuff like that. And once you do those stuff, you might have your account unrestricted. It was permanently, it's permanent. There's no need for us to have this conversation then. Welcome to the club, Damilola Adebayo. Welcome to the club. Okay, sorry about that. Right, it's still permanently. You can still try you if you see the view, try you. They might, but I doubt. I doubt. I've not seen where they this thing for permanently restricted our accounts. So yeah, sorry. Okay, still any other question? We're running the two together. Is it cheaper? We're running the two together. Is it cheaper? I don't. It's not about cheaper. So it's about the budget you have. What is your budget, right? Cheaper or not cheaper depends on your budget, the amount of money you have to run your ads. So um, if you want to put 10,000 naira to run the two ads, they will split it for you like that. If you want to put 10,000 naira to run one ad on one platform, they'll use it for you like that. So it depends on what you want. Any other question, please? Okay. I take it that there's no other question at the moment. All right. Yeah. Okay, so that's how you get your ad accounts. Like you create an ad account and you make it a prepaid funds or a prepaid ad account. So I'm going to go forward now. Some benefits, some settings have moved. Settings used to be settings. So they're telling me that they need a lot of things, right? This is my other account setup with activity, payment setting, notification settings. Let me go back to Taiwo.
So my question is, let's say an ad account was disabled, right? Is it possible to delete that ad account and create a new one?
Sorry, what are you saying?
I said that if an ad account was disabled, is it possible to delete and create a new ad account?
Yes, it is possible, but sometimes that's also at the discretion of Facebook. But it's actually possible to delete it and create a new one. You can see this other account disabled. Let's have a look at it and see. But it's actually possible to actually disable an ad account, right? Or delete an ad account, whichever you can see. Yeah. It's possible, but difficult, right? Your ads are stopped on your ads are stopped on which your ad account sending, but not like I have anything yet. So this ad accounting is always a problem and always a challenge to a lot of people, right? Because uh, ad accounts can give you a lot of issues, right? Too much issues. To have an education there. Yeah, it's actually possible, right? It's possible to actually delete an ad account. You no longer need it, or you're no longer using it. You can always delete an ad account. This one is permanently disabled on that ad account. I can't even say anything. That's why this ad account was disabled. Got all the things that the account has been restricted from doing. The advertising access is permanently restricted. So on decision made, this efficiency 2022. What this means. You can compare with advertising products to other standards. You can no longer advertise with business assets. Right? So that's been permanently disabled, and I'm going to doing the TSF. So I click on resolve issue, which if it's temporarily disabled, you can resolve the issue. Right? I cannot resolve it because it's already permanently disabled. So that's the end. Yeah, okay. So
Mr. Ebi Taiwo is raising up hand. I don't know if she has asked her question.
she has asked now. She's the one that was raising her hand. I would, do you have another question you want to ask?
Oh, okay.
No, no.
So you say you give us that curriculum we're talking about, a big course outliners.
So, your hand is up.
Yes, please. Well done. I just wanted to ask if we are still going to do Canva today, and probably the remaining brush up can be done via physical
Yeah, I
class.
want to hop on to Canva already. I want to swap my laptop to the other one where the slide is. So yes, guys, I think this is much we're going to take on this. The other, how to run an ad from scratch, we will do it in the physical class. We already did it in the online class. So once you get the recording, you can go through it, right? So I get acquainted with it. Then physical class, we're just going to touch it again. And if you have any challenges or any issues, we can be able to address it together. If that's okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Mr. Johnson.
Sir, my question is that when we're talking about postpaid ad disadvantage, you were talking about, okay, when someone has already used card, okay, this is amount I want to use for ad and the likes. That the advantage of it is that sometimes they might run it over even your budget. But my question will now be, wouldn't have any way where we can restrict them from using at least per day? Okay, this is the amount they should use for ad.
Yes, you will set your budget now. All those things you set it, right? And they might not be billing you per day. Sometimes they bill you two days, three days. Sometimes they bill you in 3 days or in 4 days. You accumulate the money and bill you. So you might not even be able to keep track of how they are actually billing the card, right? And then you might lose track, and before you know it, they will bill you in excess. Even if you put a stop date for your ads, the ad might run beyond that stop date, and they will continue to bill your ad, even though you put a budget. It has happened severally. It happens severally. I don't know which fault it is.
Could that not be a what's it called? Breach of agreement?
Between you and who now? You want to sue them?
Yes, now.
We call it digital attainment.
Because I'm just thinking, if you
Remember,
are
it is
okay,
it is a
if
system.
you are not.
It is a system. You have already put your budget, right? And they will tell you that they were giving you results, but they're not giving you results. They were giving you results. Your ad was getting more results. So you have to pay for the ad that has been getting results.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm trying to reach out the admin to make the out my account a co-host.
Okay, guys, what can you see? Introduction to graphic design. If that's what you can see, please let me know.
Introduction to graphic design.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So we are mostly going to be using Canva because oh, you want to practice the arts, you practice it now. That's why I'm just doing introduction. You want to practice the arts in this class. Dixon, let me know. Because me, I have something I want to give people to practicalize.
Please, let's cover.
Okay, so yeah, so yes, I'll send the slide to the admin. Let's just do the introduction to this. Then maybe on Friday class, I think Friday class is still virtual from what I heard. Friday class, people will do more practicals for me. I'll probably not teach much. So what is graphic design? Let's start from there. Because if you're using Canva, you're using it for graphic design. Yes, Canva can be used for so many things because it's actually an easy to use design platform, very easy to use, right? There are a lot of design templates already available for you to use. You can simply drag and drop a lot of things. It's just like an easy to use software where you can just play around, play and piece things together, and you have something nice coming out at the end of the day. However, it is still graphic design, and I know that there are some graphic designers in the house that are very good with graphic design, right? So if you people see me mess up, just call me to order because me, I'm not a graphic designer. Yeah. So yeah, what is graphic design? Let's start from there. They are laughing. You like, you laugh. All right, somebody give me a definition, please. Daniel is laughing.
Okay, just a simple definition of what graphic design is. Let's say let's say it's the representation of ideas through the visual representation of ideas, or you can say it's the digital visual representation of ideas that can communicate. That's just gears to communicate information to its audience. That's just one basic something. So for me, I just had to do it in that basic. Man, they go do theoretical.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Let me look through the chat session. What's his name? Oluwabukunola Adesanyo says illustrating imaginations in pictures. Koekelechi Solomon says designing graphics and images. Okay, this person again says Adesanyo says illustrating imaginations in pictures, shapes, etc. to pass across a message. Subai Sadiq says graphic design is the art and practice of planning and projecting ideas and experiences with visual and textual content. Dixon Romeo says it is the art of bringing an idea and experiences with visual and textual content to audience. Pictorial representation of ideas and content. Okay. I mean, all correct answers. I'm gonna say they're all correct answers. But let's move further to. Let me see what I have. I mean, I don't know what I have, but let me just see. Any happiness says it's simply a means of conveying a message or information visually using pictures or images and texts. Thank you.
We can also say it's a set of rules. Those ones that.
Okay, so my own definition here says that graphic design is a form of communication that uses colors, shapes, images, and words to create visual content that surrounds us, me, and you in many forms, which includes print and digital media. Right, so it's a form of communication. You're communicating with your audience, but you are not using verbal communication. You are using more of colors, you're using shapes, you're using images, and of course, you're using words to actually create a visual content that can be used in many forms, which includes print and digital media. And of course, this has to be visually appealing to the audience, right? Effective designs communicate information in a way that inspires and informs consumers, which makes it a critical element for any business success. So practically every business that is online needs graphic design. They need graphic designers so they can be able to tell visually appealing stories of a business, right? And these stories are what they portray via images, via texts, shapes, and colors and words, right? To make you see designs everywhere. If you go online now, you're going to see a lot of graphic designs. And of course, they are conveying messages to you. That's why we say it's a form of communication. The design is there to pass a message that they are calling for one thing or the other, or they are trying to educate you on one thing or the other, or inviting for one thing or the other. So it's still a form of communication because it's a message that they are passing. So it's graphic design. Design principles. What are design principles? These are principles that are like a set of rules. Design principles are a set of rules that designers follow when creating a composition to create visually pleasing work. So, because you want your work to be visually appealing, right? As much as you're trying to pass a message, it has to be visually appealing. It has to be something that when people look at the design, it is appealing to the eyes, right? It's appealing to the eyes. Oh, wow, this design is nice. It's appealing, right? You want to, for you to have that come out in that way, you have to follow specific set of rules, which are like the design, which are the principles that guide designers. So this is what designers follow to be able to create a composition of visually appealing or pleasing work. The purpose of these rules are to deliver a message in the most organized and functional way. So you want to deliver a message to be organized and functional, right? Yeah, it's important to know the significance of the fundamentals. So let's just dive straight into the principles. And there are 7 principles that I have here, right? We have 7 design principles. Some school of thoughts have different numbers. Some will say 10 design principles. Some will say 5 design principles. Some they squeeze 1 or 2 into the other. But yeah, I have 7 design principles. Why is this one saying thank God? What happened? Okay. Number 1 is balance. Number 1 is balance. Balance in the sense that an element on a page should carry a visual weight, right? So the same visual weight. It might vary from form to size, color, and texture, but they have to be stable. So they have to strike a balance, right? The elements need to have a certain scale. If we look at it from this demonstration here, you can see what it looks like. You can see that the elements on the left and the elements on the right carry a same visual weight, right? They have the same visual weight, both the one on the left side and the one on the right side. What you see on the left balances out what you see on the right. So there is no disjointedness between them. That's for symmetrical balance. So there are 2 types of balance. There's symmetrical and there's asymmetrical, right? Symmetrical is that they have the same visual weight on both sides, right? The same visual weight on both sides, as you can see, right? Then there's asymmetrical. Asymmetrical designs have different sides, but equal visual weights. So like this now, you can see that they have different sides. This is the left and this is the right. They even have different shapes and colors on the both sides, but the visual weight is the same in the sense that the colors match from the visual weight, right? So this is a symmetrical balance and this is symmetrical balance. They are used interchangeably, right? However, you can use them to be sure that your design is appealing to the eyes. It's your choice. Then we have number 2, unity. Unity, principle of design, is the harmony that is produced by all elements in a design piece, right? For instance, maybe using similar colors that match, like what is her name in the morning that showed us her design, that her colors match each other, right? They were creating a form of unity in the design piece. Thank you. Is it piece? A piece. I remember, right? But our design in the morning had colors complement each other, right? So that produced a kind of harmony, and the design was in unity. So unity is the principle of design where you need to have harmony produced by all the elements in your design pieces, right? For instance, using similar colors that match,
integrating elements organically that makes it appear as if they belong together and they are not just put on gathered and put on a page. If you look at some designs, you see that sometimes they just gather things and put everywhere, right? But when your design is looking good in Unity, your designs are well put together. If we look at this now, we can see that all of these are in harmony. They are all the same color, the same shape as well, anyways. So they are similar colors and similar shape, and they are moving together in harmony and well arranged. Looks well in the eyes, looks unified, looks like they are moving in the same direction, right? That's Unity. That's number 2. Number 3 is contrasts. So we mentioned 1, balance, 2, unity, 3, contrasts. Contrast is the level of difference between design elements in order to create visual hierarchies. So that's what we call visual hierarchy. When you are trying to, create an hierarchy between stuffs, that's when it becomes contrast. Yeah, the variation makes certain elements stand out more than others. So you want to make certain elements to stand out more than other elements. And it can be applied by using colors, textures, sizes, and even shapes, right? So maybe you want people to see a particular element stand out more than the other, right? It can be done with colors. Maybe like for instance, this design, these particular shapes now, you can see that they have the same visual weight, they are moving in unity, but this person created contrast with this particular color, which is color contrast. He wants you to see this particular image as the standout image from the rest, right? That's contrast. It can be with shapes, like this one is shape contrast, where he wants you to see the shape as the different shape. So they are all squares, and then there's one circle at the end of the day, right? They move in unity, but they have that contrast, trying to say, okay, this one is in hierarchy to the rest. This one looks different from the rest, so it kind of stands out. It can be by texture, it can be by size, right? It might be that, oh, these are all square, but then you made one square bigger, that size, or you made one square more thicker, right? Might be like also the font, if there is text, right? You can see one text is having a different color and maybe bold and looking different. So it's more like trying to create contrast, trying to make that a more in the hierarchy and make it stand out from the rest. That's when we have emphasis. Emphasis is a strategy to get the viewer's attention to specific design elements, right? More like contrast. Contrast is like creating a hierarchy, making one stand out from the rest, right? Giving it a visual hierarchy so that it looks different from the rest when people are staring at it with their eyes. Then there's emphasis, which is you trying to ensure that if you want to get the viewer's attention to a specific design element, right? Say that it can be in any form, a button, a website, or an image. The purpose is to create something that will stand out from the rest of the page. So you want somebody to view this particular one. So maybe you have a jumble of this, a lot of designs, but there's one particular thing you want to create emphasis on. You want people to, that's the message you want to send to them, right? Then that's where emphasis comes in. Like it's more like contrast, because you are still using contrast because you are making it stand out, and then you're creating emphasis by ensuring that this is what I want you to look at. So this 1, 2, 3, 4 squares, and then there is this guy with a different color and an underline at the under, that they are creating an emphasis that this is the one we want you to look at, right? This is our standout guy, and we want you to look at him. Emphasis on this particular guy, maybe because he has a particular message he's trying to send to us, or whatever the designer had in mind, whatever the message they are trying to send at the end of the day. And that is where the emphasis comes in. Number 5 is repetition. Repetition involves using repeated elements on a layout, right? That can be pleasing to the viewer. It's about repeating a single element through the design. We can call a grid a repetition or lines because it creates a certain consistency. So these are different things that have been repeated. Creating is still visually appealing, even though it is repeated, and then it creates consistency. So we are like consistent in our eyes, and it is being repeated over time. We have these 3 shapes, the same colors. They are repeated. This one the same, this one the same, and then this one different sizes, but also creating a sort of repetition that makes it appealing to the eyes and gives it some level of consistency. So that is rule number 5. You want to be able to use the repetition properly, right? Repeating a single element through the design. So these principles are there to guide how designers work, right? How do you want to get your designs out to people? And most of them sometimes don't even follow these principles, but you just have it at the back of your mind that when you look at a design that looks good, you know that the design actually looks good. Right? But we have to just state all of this so that we are aware. That's repetition. Then we have pattern. So we've talked about repetition, and this is pattern. Pattern is the repetition of more than one design element. Repetition focuses on a single element being repeated, but pattern refers to multiple elements repeated throughout a design. So we have repetition, a single element repeated, and then this one is multiple elements repeated throughout a design. If we look into this box, you will see that the elements are not the same, but they are repeated throughout the design in such a way that they now look the same, right? So it's more like repeating different elements or multiple elements throughout the design, right? And it still looks visually, this water, it still looks visually appealing to the eyes, right? It doesn't look hazy or tacky to the eyes. So that's pattern, which is the principle number 6. Repetition was 5 and pattern is 6, right? You want to repeat more than one element, right, throughout a design, giving it a kind of pattern, right? And of course, these are all different elements that have been repeated following the same pattern. The last one is rhythm, which is number 7. Rhythm now is the principle of design that has more complexity than the other ones. So rhythm can be very confusing, even for me sometimes, because it's more complex than repetition and pattern. Remember, repetition is like repeating the same elements, while pattern is repeating different elements because it gives a different pattern. So for this one, repetition and pattern are applied to same element throughout the design. Rhythm is the visual tempo of a combination of elements. When used repeatedly and with variation, it gives the feeling of an organized movement, right? So more like repetition and pattern is still about repeating something, but this time around is more like moving it towards or giving it a feeling of an organized movement, right? It's the visual tempo of a combination of elements when used repeatedly. So it's like a combination of different elements used repeatedly, right, with variation, but it still gives it a feeling of organized movement. That's the rhythm that we're talking about. So more like when you are, for those who are like into music, if you're singing, right, or you are singing with a group of people, different people have different voices, right? They have different voice variations. There's alto, there's tenor, there's bass, there's soprano, there's treble, and any other voice variation that's available. And all of you are singing together, right? Maybe in a choir or something. It is the ability to mix all these voices together and sing a song, right? Even with the variation of voices, but it still has that organization that you are now giving a good rhythm to the song, right? And then you now have melody out of the song. So that is more like how this rhythm works. It's more like a combination of different elements when they are used repeatedly with variation, but they still give the feeling of an organized movement, right? And it's more complex. It's very more complex than repetition and pattern. But however, you just need to understand that these are like some of the 7 principles that guide designs. Yeah, that's rule number 7. Before I go to fonts and typeface. So let's just run through it again. Number 1 is balance. We've talked about balance, right? They need to have the same visual weight. And we have symmetrical and asymmetrical balance. Number 2 is unity. Your design needs to have harmony, right? That is produced by the elements in a design piece. So they need to move together in unity. We have contrast. Contrast is you giving or creating visual hierarchy in your design, right? In your design elements, you create a visual hierarchy. Then we have emphasis. Emphasis where you are trying to draw a user's attention or a viewer's attention to a specific element. Like, this is the element I want you to see. This is the element I want you to pay attention to, right? Most times it uses contrast to create that emphasis that this is what, or this is the element I would like you to pay attention to. Then we have repetition, which is using repeated elements on a layout, right? Repeating the same element, right, in lines and making it look pleasant to the eyes and giving it some level of consistency. So that's number 5, which is repetition. 6 is pattern. Pattern is now the repetition of multiple elements, right? The other one is same elements, repetition. This one is repetition of multiple elements throughout the design. And they're still giving it a pattern. And then there's the last one, which is rule number 7, rhythm, which is the principle that has more complexity than the rest because it's more complex. And it is more like the visual tempo of a combination of elements when used repeatedly. So they have like a visual tempo that it produces when used repeatedly, and it gives it a feeling of an organized movement. You can see different elements here. If we look at it, so if you can see that these are different elements, this is different, this is different, this is different, but in shapes, in sizes, and in colors, they are used repeatedly across the design and with different variations, which we can all see. But it still gives a feeling of an organized movement. The way it is being arranged makes it look organized and not just tacky and disorganized in the eyes. So those are the 7 principles. Right. And let me go to the next thing, which is font and typeface. Now, what is the typeface and what is the font? A typeface or a font family is the design or style of a set of characters, right? It encompasses, although people don't use the word typeface, right? What they just use is what font did you use, what font are you using, what font are we using, right? But the typeface is like the font family. Typeface is typeface encompasses different kind of fonts, right? It encompasses the overall appearance, shape, and style of characters, which is the font, including variations in width, and style, such as italic, bold. It is a collection of related fonts. So I can have a font called maybe Rubik font, and not a typeface called Rubik, because that's a typeface. And then under it, because that's the typeface and that's the font family, it's called the font family. A family is like a combination of, different bodies making it together. For instance, in your family, probably have your father, your mother, the child, your brother, sister, and they just make up a family. Let's say the nuclear family now, we're not going down to extended. So that's how the typeface or the font family is. It is those that encompass other font types. Like you can say we have Times New Roman, which is like the popular one that people use, or say Arial. Area is like a typeface, or Type New Roman is the typeface. That's the name. And then under it, you now have italics, Times New Roman bold, Times New Roman italics, Times New Roman normal, right? And then a font, on the other hand, refers to a specific instance or variation within a typeface. Font is a specific one within a typeface. So the font now is, let's say, the Times New Roman bold. That's the font. Times New Roman regular. That's the font. Okay, as an example here, example Roboto. Roboto is a typeface, but we'll call it a font. If I want to say what font are you using now, you say Roboto font, right? Because that's like the general name. You say Roboto. Roboto now is a typeface, but it's a collection of many styles, right? Which is many fonts. Roboto is a typeface or the font family, and it's made up of many other fonts like Roboto regular, Roboto medium, Roboto bold. Meanwhile, Roboto bold is a font. Let me we'll be going to Canva and show us what this one is. Go to Canva. Okay, this is Canva. I'll share my Canva screen in a jiffy. Take some time to load. Sorry. So this is Canva now. And this, let's say we want to look for a font or a typeface and determine what a typeface is. This is Helios Extended. Let's see what it looks like. So Helios Extended is now the typeface. And then under it, we have Helios Regular, Helios Extended Regular, and Helios Extended Bold. Let's look for Roboto, the one we used as the example in the write-up. Have it here. Now this is Roboto. Yes, Roboto Condense is a different typeface. This is Roboto. This is the typeface or the font family. Roboto is the font family now. But if you want to ask me what font did I use, I'll tell you Roboto font I use, because I cannot be saying Roboto typeface or Roboto font family. Right, but under Roboto now, as a typeface, we have Roboto regular, Roboto bold. These guys are now the fonts, right? The different font type under Roboto, which is the typeface, right? So when we say font family and typeface, this is what we mean, right? But of course, they are still under all called fonts. Now, let's say Rubik, for instance. I think Rubik has more options. Now, this is Rubik bubbles. These are different typefaces, right? Or these are fonts. These are fonts now because they don't have any other options. I'll click as a drop down and say, okay, let me select, right? So this is a font. Rubik bubbles is a font. Rubik Dex is a font. Rubik Glitch is a font. Rubik Mono is a font. Rubik One, all of these ones are fonts, right? Rubik Beasley, they are all fonts. But now the main one here, Rubik,
is a typeface or a font family. Because if I click on this drop down, I now have Rubik Light, Rubik Medium, regular, medium, semi-bold, bold, black. These other ones now can be referred to as the fonts under this particular typeface or font family called Rubik. Is that clear? Okay. So that is on that, right? Let's go back to this guy. Thank you, Damilola. Okay, so that is on font and typeface. I'll go back to the next. Now making your pick. When you want to pick what you want to use, right? The most common typeface categories are the serif and sans serif typefaces. And sans serifs are the most commonly used option because they are readable, right? The serif, um, serif could be a primary typeface, but except it fits a brand's personality, right? Otherwise, people don't usually use the serif typeface that much. It's more suitable for large chunk of text like articles. An example of a serif typeface is Times New Roman, right? Times New Roman is not like a primary font when you are using your design. You can't just stay and use Times New Roman as the font for your design, right? Except they specifically fit into a brand or fit into the brand and more suitable for a brand personality. Otherwise, right, it is mostly the sans serif that are mostly used or commonly options. Sans serifs are explored in different ways, which are like the most commonly used typefaces that we use. Now there are others like the script typefaces and the handwriting, calligraphy, handwriting, or handwritten. Those ones are never used as primary fonts, not even for any reason. Because they are actually difficult to use, right? So what we use them for is maybe just for fancy writing, not as a primary form of communication or a primary form that we want to actually use to sell a message. They will just be used as a third-party funds in the sense that they are there for like beautification of a design. So let me go back to Canva so we can see what I mean. So for instance, this is handwriting. This is like a serif typeface. They're not primarily used, right? See how they look. They're not primarily used. This now is like a sans serif. Excuse me, guys.
Okay. So this is back to Canva now, right? Now these are serif fonts. They can be used as primary fonts. Sans serif rather. You see how they are clear. Then if you look at the serif typefaces rather, if I say font. Ha. Okay. Something is wrong with this. If you look at the serif typefaces now, for instance, if I say Times New Roman, let's look at what Times New Roman looks like. That inverter don't spoil. Oh, sorry, guys. Now look at what Times New Roman looks like, right? These are like, you see how they look. They are not primarily used they are not used as primary fonts because they are not so clear per se, right? So they are mostly not used as primary fonts. Look at what it looks like now. I click on it. So they are mostly used for large chunks of text. When you are writing, text like maybe a document or stuff like that. Then there is the sans serif fonts like Rubik or sans serif typeface like Rubik. The main one, not this one. If I click here, you see how this one looks like. These guys are mostly used as the primary typeface. Then we have the handwritten / calligraphy guys. Let's see, this is an example of them. Calligraphy. See what they look like. Can never be used as a primary form of typeface because they are not readable. This is handwriting now. See what they look like, right? They are mostly used when you want to beautify a design. When you want to beautify a design, that's when you can use these guys. The handwriting, the calligraphy. That's when they are mostly used. So this is what they look like. I need to return this back to what it was. What was the font that was there? Let me use Lato. I don't know if it was, but let's keep it like this. Lato is not a primary typeface. Okay. Oh, sorry, Bemisola. I think this other microphone. I reduced the other volume, so I think it was because it was close to me. I actually want to swap my screen. Do you still have an echo? All right. Sorry about that. Yeah, so this is what they look like, right? We've just been able to touch those principles and these basics that you need to know, the type of fonts you want to use. So these are the kind of primary typefaces you want to use, right? Typefaces that are clear and easy to understand. They want to be used as your primary typeface because they are clear, they are easy, they are readable for someone to understand, right? That's the sans serifs. The serifs are also a bit, readable, but not mainly used, right? Then there's the calligraphy guys and the handwriting that are not clear at all. So they are only used when you want to, make a design more colorful or fine or the other. You just want to beautify the design. That's when those other guys are used. what to write. Okay, is this clear? So this is Canva now. We're already in Canva, so I'll just show some of the basics, right? Some of us already use Canva. Then let me start from the scratch. This is already an already existing what's it called now, account on Canva. Maybe you have not created an account on Canva before. You can easily create an account on Canva by simply going to canva.com, right? If you don't have an account, you'll be prompted to create an account. You either create an account with your Gmail. They give you options. So I think I've created with most of my what's it called now? Most of my emails, right? So they just give you options, right? They give you option of Gmail. Let me see if there's no one actually. Right? They give you the option to create with your Gmail, your Yahoo Mail. It's just as simple as creating an account on anything, right? All you have to do is you create an account with either Gmail or thereabout, and then you have your account open for you. I'm actually using a Canva Pro version, so I might have more features than you will have. I'm going to have more features than you're going to see. You might be a little limited when you create your own account, but let me go home to what the Canva screen will look like when you create your account. Priska, why are you asking? It gives you option to log in with what? Are you asking something? So when you want to create your Canva account, if that's what you're asking, right? If you are creating Canva account for the first time, let me see. It gives you the option to create an account with either your Gmail, your Facebook. What are the other options? Let me switch into this one now. Email. I'll be sure. I don't know. I think iCloud. Yeah, iCloud for people who are using iPhone, right? Let's say canva.com. Yeah. So let me swap to this account. And let's see what we'll just see here. So this is canva.com. Exactly. So you can see that in this account, this will be like the first time. Can accept all. Okay. This will be like the first time that this account will be used to create a Canva, and this Gmail account will be used for Canva, right? And you can see your login or sign up. If you already have an account, you simply click on login. If you don't have an account, you go to sign up, right? And when you go to sign up, it opens up for you and it gives you the option to sign up, design with EC. So login or sign up in seconds. You can use your email or another service to continue with Canva. It's free, right? So you can sign up with Google, you can sign up with Facebook, with email. If I click on continue another way, you will see other options, right? You can see Apple, Google, Facebook, Microsoft, Clever, email, work email, login with mobile, right? So you just simply click on what is most convenient for you, most likely Gmail, right? And then you sign up for Canva. Then you sign up on Canva, right? And once you sign up, you will be taken into the home screen. I want to swap my system.
once you sign up, you'll be taken into the home screen, right? And the home screen looks like this. What is Ugochi asking me? Oh, attendance. That's the admin. Oh. Admin, please start preparing attendance for people that have stayed up till this time. So when you sign up, you get into the home screen. I'm going to tell the admin that now. And this is the home screen, right? This is what the home screen looks like on Canva. Okay, let me see what Damilola is showing me from her screen. Okay, we'll use this to recommend designs and templates, especially for you. Yeah, you just follow those templates. So they are asking you, what are you going to be using your Canva for? Are you using it for a company, a small business, a non-profit, a teacher, a personal, or student? So you just pick which one is okay for you. Most likely personal, right? Most likely personal account. Except you have a business, then you can say you want to do Canva for business. So what they are just asking is so that they can be able to give you templates that are going to be, personalized to the kind of Canva that you use to sign up. Right. Yeah, but this is what your home will look like, right? If of course, if you're signing up for the first time, you will not have any of this here. Why we have all of this here, recent designs, is because this is an account that I'll be using, and there are a couple of designs that have been made over time, a lot of designs. So that's why you can see all of these other ones here, right? But since you're going to be signing up for the first time, you're not going to see all of this. You just only see what will you design today. It might even look different from my own window, right? So one thing you need to understand is that sometimes most of these platforms, they don't always look the same for everybody. So yours might also look different from mine. And then you see windows like this, and you can then start to design. There are templates that you can use. So for those of us who will be signing in, definitely you'll be using a free Canva version. You see a crown here. If you look at mine, you see that this gold, if you can look what is here, there's a crown there, but it's showing in black. That's because my own Canva is not a free version of Canva. But if I switch into a free version of Canva now, let's see if I have a free version of Canva here. Yeah, now this is a free version of Canva. If I switch into a free version, you can see that that is in gold, right? This crown. So they are telling me that I cannot use certain features because it's not going to be free. So that's for premium. And you're saying try pro for 30 days, right? So there are some things that the free version of Canva will actually limit you to compared to when you are using the what's it called now? Pro version of Canva, right? And then you can explore some of all these stuffs around here. Let me just open one. So let's try to let's look at, if you open create a design. That is, if you want to create a design, you can simply click on create a design, right? Or you can go to templates. Now, template project is where all the projects you have worked on. For instance, all of these are my projects, all these designs that I have worked on in the past. They can be referred to as my projects, right? But of course, sometimes some of them were early days. And then this is Magic Studio is new. So this is a new feature from Canva, Magic Studio, where you tell Canva what you want it to do for you, and it can, that's their AI version. Then there's templates. Now, if you click on templates, you're going to see a whole lot of free templates. Templates you can simply take and edit. You can see that there are different forms of templates. There is Instagram posts. So you can simply take any square design, maybe like this one, and you can edit it to your choice, right? There's Instagram posts. Some of them are not free. Like this is pro. This is pro. This is also pro. Anyone you see with that crown is pro. This is pro. This is pro. This is, most of them are not free, right? And then there are a couple of free ones you can actually use. That's for Instagram posts. There's presentations. You can see templates that you can use and design it. there are video templates, there are Instagram story templates, there are a lot of templates, right? So Canva makes it easy for you. You can just simply pick a template and redesign the template. You just change the wordings, maybe change the font. If you don't like the font, if it's not a brand font, you can simply change the font. But you already have a template that they've already used to design something for you. Yes, Max. Yes, definitely, but not today. I think our next class, when we look into
You see why I'm using a double device? I've been knocked out on the other one. I've been knocked out. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. So that laptop is slow. So I don't like to use it sometimes, but I'll use it. Where am I? Yeah, on Canva. Okay. Okay, so sorry.
So I'm trying to also ask the admin to send the attendance sheet to me so that I can share to you guys, because we're already wrapping up the class for today. Our next class, we will look at designing with Canva. We will not use a template. We will most likely use a template maybe, but me, I like to design from scratch, right? So we like to design from scratch. So we're going to design something from scratch. And we'll see how to design from scratch. We'll see how to remove background from images. We'll also see how to remove, what's it called? We'll see websites where you can get high quality free images, high quality stock images for free, and also how to remove backgrounds from certain images to get a very good design out, right? So what I will advise you to do, or what I want you to do is, for those of us who do not have a Canva account, right? Okay, I think they've posted the attendance link, so please start filling the attendance. For those of us who do not have a Canva account, right, what I will ask you to do is try, when you, after this class, maybe tomorrow when you're free, try as much as possible to create a Canva account, right, and just play around all of this stuff. Then our next class, we're now going to do the design, right? Where we'll design from scratch. Canva is a free tool, so it's going to have a lot of limitations, just so you know, heads up. Most of the very good designers, they use Photoshop and Illustrator. Those tools are more, they give you more things to explore. But Canva is like a simple to use tool for people who have little to no strong design skills. But if you use Canva a lot, your design skills might get better, right? And but you still, if you want to advance to another tool, you can use Photoshop and the rest. They said the link is an old link, or admin. They said own attendance link. I don't know. Please probably change the link for them.
Okay, I'll check it out now.
Yes, please. Thank you. All right. So you can then, play around this. For instance, now, if I go to, let's say I want to use a free template. These are free templates. Let's look for a template I might want to use that is free. This one is free. Or let me even go to create a design. So if I go to create a design, you see they are going to ask you what kind of design you want to create. They'll give you options, presentation, resume, Instagram post square, poster portrait, Instagram story, right? So you know what you want. They give you alongside the dimension, the size of the design. This is now presentation 16:9, which is 1920 pixels by 1080 pixels. This one whiteboard unlimited. This one auto size. This one Instagram post square, which is a square design, 1080 by 1080 pixels. Same with video and all of those stuff. So they give you alongside the pixels. Now, if none of the one you want is here, and you have a custom size design, as per you have a design, you have a custom size of the design you want. You just come to custom size and then you price and you click, where is it? Yeah. So they give you custom size, you put the width of the design and you put the height. Maybe the width is 1080 and the height is 1350. You see, it has even appeared already. So that's now Instagram post portrait. It wasn't there before now. So you just put this and then you click on create a new design and you start creating a design using that particular size. I can say I want to use Instagram post square. If I click on Instagram post square, it opens a blank design sheet. Yeah, so this is the blank Canva design sheet, and then you can start designing what you want to design. Then these are now templates. Of course, this is the free version of Canva, so I don't have much template. This is pro. This is pro. But if I say I want to pick a free template now, I'll just look for a template that is free. This one looks like it's free. Now this is a free template, right? I can simply edit this template to what I want. What happened? Sometimes Canva says reload. An error code. Yeah, thought as much. Okay. Okay, the admin is trying to sort out the attendance link. So you guys can hold on. There's an error from where? An error code setting up your editing session. Please wait a few minutes and reload the page.
I think it's network.
Yeah, it's network. And they also always have their own issues sometimes. Sometimes issues come from them directly.
What kind of issues?
Sometimes they just like this now, it doesn't load. Your page will not load, but it's like once in a while, not like it happens all the time. Right.
Yeah.
Therefore, all these things are platforms built by men. So once in a while, they always have their downtime. Facebook used to have downtime. Twitter sometimes as well. So it's just normal. Okay, I think the admin has posted the attendance link. You can start filling the attendance. The admin has posted the attendance link, so you can start filling out the attendance for the class. There are 45 people here, so it's going to be 45 people filling the attendance. So I think the network is bad. Okay, it has come up again. So this is the template I selected. And then I can begin to edit. See, I can simply change the text. I can come here, I can remove the image and drag it back. I think the image is put in a frame. So I can detach this image from this frame. I think it's in a frame. So you see, I can detach image from the frame. I'll take out the image from the frame. And this is the frame. The image is double. I can detach image from frame. How is the image double? Why do they have it two places? So I've detached the image from the frame. Now I can take out the frame. I can add the frame back, right? These are things we are going to look at in the next class. So this is a frame. What is a frame? Just like, you know, when you frame your picture at home. Two of them are attendance sheet. Now, this two you can see last. Just like you have your frame on your picture at home where you put your pictures inside. This is a frame, right? The one that your girlfriend or your boyfriend will give to you when you're celebrating birthday. So move this picture back into the frame, right? That there is a circle. Wow, they added another circle under that made it have this half cut. So you see how Canva designs can work, right? It now looks as though this is a circle that was cut like a half moon, right? That's what you can see. But indeed, what they have is another circle that was placed on top to cut that out and make it have that particular shape where they wanted to place this other circle. Then they place this one inside. I can change the text. I can change the circle. This text now, I can change it to from new arrival to
new departure.
New what?
Departure.
Okay. New departure. So I hit the enter button and that's extended because the text is longer. I'll just simply drag and have it here, right? So in the next class too, I also tell us how to drag images. You don't drag images from the side like this. You drag images from the top. We'll look at all of that when we are trying to design using Canva. It's a very sweet place to design if you know you just want to lay your hand on something. It's very easy to just use. You just do a very quick design and you have your design ready, right? So yeah, I can edit this template. I can add another template. So let's add something. I can duplicate here. I just duplicated this one. This is duplicate. This is to lock a page. Locking a page means that you can't take any action on that particular page. You can't edit the page. For instance, I just locked this page. I will not be able to edit anything on it. I can't drag anything. I can't do anything on the page. So the page is locked, right? Then I unlock the page. If I unlock it, you can see I can begin to do edits on the page. This is to duplicate a page. If I hit, let me delete this one. If I hit duplicate a page now, it's going to duplicate a page and give me another page that is exactly the same like that one. Maybe I just want to remove one or two things on the page. The next page, I'll just duplicate it and edit, right? And then this other one is add new page. This one here is add new page. So if I click on add page, it's going to give me a blank page. A blank page. Sometimes it's usually white, but this time around is yellow. So it gave me a blank page and I can begin to add my designs or colors to it. I will also look at all of these guys: elements, text, brand, uploads, draw, right? So these are elements. So I can take a circle and I can drag to fit where I want. Depends on what I want to get out of the design, right? I can drag this circle and place it here. I can take a square box. This is the color of the square box and place it here. Maybe drag it down to this edge of the screen and change the color from white to this color. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm just trying something. This one has, and drag it down to the edge of the screen, right? And then I begin to put in text and stuff. So we are going to, when we are doing our designs, we'll definitely sample another design while we are making ours. Okay, people are complaining that the attendance link cannot be filled. What's happening?
No, the attendance can show, like I'm done with my own attendance. I think it's network on their end. I think it's network because for me, I'm done with that. I think it's network.
Yes, it's actually their network. Quite a number of people have filled their attendance already. So
Probably keep trying. For those that are not loading, just keep trying. Network from your end.
All right, guys. Sorry about the network issue. It's Nigeria, so you have to bear with our dear country.
Mr. IB, Mr.
Sir?
IB, what of the slide you promised?
Let me send it to the admin. Admin did not request it from me. Let me send to her. Or I will send it directly to you, to your group.
Please. Yeah, please. We really
Alright.
need that, yeah, so that we can reverse back.
Okay, no problem. I have a lot of things on my desk at the moment. Okay. Please fill your attendance. Is there any question so far? Okay. There's no question. Right. Thank you guys for attention today. Meanwhile, the surveys I ask people to create, right? I have a survey that I would like you guys to fill for me. I'm done with the class. I'm going to post direct. I'm going to post direct.